No audio, video clips from the shows mentioned in this video are being used in this video. Plus, this is Preppy for opinion. Please leave comments or response videos in response to you for what you are about to see. Thank you. Hello, before I get into the subject matter of this video, let me just state that this is only my second official video response to a video that I have seen that I feel interested in responding to. But this is kind of different because it's a video response to two videos, one of which is a video response. So I guess this is a video response to a video response of a video? Well, what would bring me out of YouTube hiding? Well, it would be the nature of destiny. You see, one of my subscribed twos, meaning people that I actually watch on YouTube, imagine that, Digibrony MLP, which I'll have a link to the video of discussion in the description, and Brony Curious, also a link to his response in the description as well. Well, brought up the nature of destiny and what it means in the My Little Pony universe. And destiny is such a deep, deep subject. Destiny means a lot of things and different things to a lot of people. In terms, I'll get to the terms of what it means in the My Little Pony universe soon in this video. But for right now, the general definition of destiny as applied to by people is anybody's given path in life, their endpoint, their apex, what they are meant to do in the time that is called their life. Fate is defined by essentially the same definition with a few words like force added in. So, why bring up this topic? Well, it's a topic of ideology and somewhat philosophy. In the My Little Pony universe, destiny is thought to have been clearly defined by the cutie marks. See, a cutie mark gives a pony their signature talent, usually based around their name or around their family tree, and then they go and use that talent to better not only themselves but society at large. This is kind of an idealistic wet dream, seeing that we wish that the world would live by this. I, for one, am an example. I wish more people would spend more time trying to figure out what they're meant to do instead of stupidly wandering around life trying to figure out what to do when, and just living life as it goes. In terms of my exposition into the canonhood of what it means, however, this is where the video is going to get really, really deep and it's going to bring out one of what I consider the two most sacred subjects to talk about: religion. So, if you're a little bit squeamish about all the religion talk that's about to come on, you can cut off the video here, and I won't be none the wiser. After all, it is your choice, after all. Which is funny, because that's where the argument kind of begins. Is destiny based on free will, choice, or is it a predestined path? Digibrony tends to believe that destiny's path is one of free will, but he can see the notion of pre-proposed decision making. It oftentimes confuses them what the cutie marks ultimately mean. Barney Curious's philosophy, as you'll see in the video linked in the description, is one of free will and choice. I, for one, believe that it is a mix of both. It's a mix of a predestined path and a mix of a free will choice. To me, as I see it, I take the Digimon point of view in this frame of logic. For those that didn't watch Digimon Digital Monsters seasons 1 through 4, Data Squad doesn't really count in this aspect. Their viewpoint of destiny is this: that destiny is what you are meant to do. It is your predestined path, but you chose it. You chose this path, using your own free will to guide you here. And it's through your own free will and choices that as a Digidestined, you will emerge victorious. On the flip side, though, fate in the Digimon universe is utilized by the terminology of evil taking control, forcing your hand, eliminating choice, and guiding you down a predestined path of evil, usually involving either the destruction of others or your own self-destruction. Now, how does this apply back to the beloved world of Equestria? Well, it's all in the cutie marks. Are cutie marks an act of predestined fate or an act of free will? Well, you have to look at how cutie marks are developed, as they elegantly explain in both of their videos, but here's my gist of it. Cutie marks are attained in the youthful stage of life. I look at it from a Christian point of view, and here is where the religious stuff comes in. Some Christians believe that all of God's people are given a gift in life, a talent, something they're meant to do or something that they're extremely good at. The Christian belief believes that you are supposed to use that talent or gift to better aid people in life so that you can get closer to God. Funny, when you really think about it, this is the nature of the cutie marks, but not all the way. You see, Cutie marks are given to young fillies and calves at a young age after many, many years of self-discovery trying to figure out what their talents are for. And then, once they attain that talent, they use that talent to better society as a whole and themselves. In other words, achieving their life's work or destiny. But you see, that's where the trick is. The Christians believe in the notion of a gift, and that's essentially what the cutie marks are, by and large. They are a gift. They are either something of a physical skill like moving the sun or moving the moon, or they are skill based in a special skill, like magic, for instance. Once the pony attains this skill, they are then pre-exposed, like us humans, to express that talent in any way they can to better aid society. However, not all cutie marks work on this basis. Some cutie marks do, in fact, have predestined paths or fates. Like, take for instance Twilight Sparkle. Now, you might say, magic? How is that a cutie mark predestined in fate? Well, what have we learned, or what have we seen in the last three seasons of Friendship is Magic? We have pretty much seen one character, Twilight, go through a life's path. An old-fashioned, very well written destiny story, or as writers call it, the hero's journey, to find their purpose in life. Twilight's purpose is to be a freaking god. Much like Celestia and Luna are freaking gods. But you see, she's supposed to be a different kind of freaking god. She is supposed to be essentially the god of magic, which in turn means the god of friendship as well, which means, unlike Celestia and Luna that are more hanging up in the sky somewhere, where Celestia is mainly trolling people and scratching her own flank, while Luna's sitting there, well, being princessy most of the time. Twilight is supposed to be the alicorn of the people, and supposed to be the ultimate example of friendship and unity, something that the equestrian society differs from our own in. See, the American society at large believes heavily in idealism. It believes heavily that each individual has free will and choice to make their own individual lives work out. It is because we are taught this at a very early age by our parents pretty much begging and screaming, saying, "You are whatever you want to be, kid. You go out and make it." In other words, Life is what you make it. However, the equestrian society flips this on its own ear and says that, yes, we will give you a gift and a talent, but you are just a piece of a greater society. You must find your place in it. In other words, the old find your place in the world gag and what it means. But Equestria does it much more elegantly and much more relatable. Much like Brony Curious says that's why the older of us fans of the show relate so well. It's because it's speaking to us, the lost ones, the ones that feel they have a purpose in life, but can't seem to find it or find their own place in the world. It is because of this, it is because of this that that it is the American belief that there is no such thing as one predestined path, that the path can change based on choices, which theoretically a lot of the cutie marks are are based still in the nature of choice. Even after getting the gift of a cutie mark, one must discover how they want to apply it. But there are some cutie marks that seem like they are predestined, mainly because of one thing: ancestry or kind of a cycle of order. You see, in terms of Applejack, it's ancestry. See, her family has always worked on Sweet Apple Acres or farms like it throughout generations. It's her family's natural ancestry birthright to make sure that the farms are maintained. But here's the kicker. Later in life, after you have experienced the freedom of childhood and the discovery of teenagehood, in adulthood, you are meant to apply your skills. In your later life, however, most people spend their lives reminiscing about things that have already happened, in hopes that the younger generation catches on and learns something, and even some even pass on their traits or their viewpoints onto others so that their teachings can be learned for the next generation to learn it from them, and thus the cycle continues anew. This is where Applejack's and Twilight's destinies virtually make sense. See, with Twilight being Celestia's protege, and quite frankly, I'm seeing an Anakin Skywalker type thing here with those two. Celestia is trying to pass on the knowledge of friendship and understanding of her people so that if something tragic may happen, or God forbid, she dies, that her lessons can be passed on through Twilight to the next generation. Ultimately, Twilight will have that reflective moment where she will want to pass on what she knows to her kids, or to her own apprentice. The same is true of Applejack, and by extension, Applebloom. See, Applebloom doesn't know what she's meant to do yet, but through watching her big sis and her big brother, she is therein learning some of the talents that they know. That way, she can pass on the knowledge once she finds out to the next generation so that the farm stays intact. However, these ponies still have the free will to choose not to go down this path. It's just that in terms of Twilight, Celestia is a big troll and knew all along that Twilight would not reject the chance to learn advanced magic from a freaking god. And practically, Celestia's been rolling the Destiny train down the tracks perfectly without any interruption. If it was not for Rainbow Dash's Sonic Rainboom, however, Applejack probably would have never returned to the farm or found her way back in such a quick time. It's almost like the Sonic Rainboom was a godly sign, which people of the Christian religion do believe in the nature of signs from God. So, inadvertently, the writers, without even thinking about it, have brought some Christianity straight up into a kid's show. But this isn't the first show to do it, however. Digimon is loaded with religious symmetry, from Angemon and Devimon to a fight happening in a freaking church, to the fact that there are churches in the digital world. From the nature of some of the crests almost looking like religious symbols, to even Myotismon resurrecting at perfectly 666, meaning the devil's number, the number of the beast. All of these religious symbolisms were done subliminally and undercover. Sure, bringing religion into a show like MLP and the nature of Destiny might be a far stretch. But I hope this video, at the least, gets you thinking about it. Leave comments and video responses, like I'm doing right now. What do you believe the nature of Destiny is? How do you believe that it applies to the MLP universe or to real life in general? And do you believe that TV shows somehow use religious symmetry to bring about the understanding of their message? Let me know what you think.